Hello and welcome back to another video. This is actually our first video we're filming in the new year. I want to wish you guys all a happy new year and hope you had a fantastic holiday break. Today we're going to be fitting this MSS height adjustable spring kit to our Japan red E92 M3. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail about the kit because I have done another video unboxing the kit, going through the components and showing you how to install it. This video is more going to be about the experience of the kit on the car and how it drives, but I'll give you a brief overview on the kit. So the kit comprises of a front and rear adjustable spring. That's the front spring. It's one spring rate and it sits on the adjuster here, which is adjusted on this CNC adjuster here. The rear is where the magic happens on the MSS kit. As you can see, this is a stacked spring arrangement. That bottom spring has two separate spring rates. It's got the adjuster in the middle to change the ride height, and it's got another spring on top, which is one spring rate. So on the rear of the car, you end up with three different spring rates, and that just provides a very high level of comfort, grip, road holding that you don't get from a traditional setup. The other advantage you have with this, if you want to push your suspension that bit further, because it is height adjustable, you can corner weight the car. So let's get this kit on the car, and I'm really excited to see what it drives like afterwards. Suspension fitted, let's go and see what it's like. So for the purposes of this test, we have put back on the original dampers on this car. So this car has now done 70,000 miles. The dampers were on around 67,000 when we took them off. So I'm not 100% sure if they're at their best, but they were certainly an improvement on our high mileage E92 M3 because they had completely failed. So I can tell immediately the ride is a lot smoother with the MSS fitted. Doesn't jolt so much over the bumps. Just feels more planted. And when you get these big dips like this, it just manages the compressions in the road a lot better. And I'm not surprised because we've seen this difference with the MSS suspension kit on almost every car that we've tested it on. So I'm just getting distracted by the plenum noise there. So this road is quite typical of the B roads we have around us. It's quite undulating. It's not the smoothest road in the world, and It just seems to have ironed out all the creases, which is definitely what I would expect. It is very cold and slightly greasy, so I'm not going to push it too hard around the corners, but definitely much more stability, compliancy, comfort, and just, yeah, a lot flatter through the corners. I wouldn't be as confident taking these corners at these speeds in these conditions on the normal suspension. And what I found with the MSS kit is with the triple spring rate on the rear, just gives you more traction because the tires are in contact with the road a lot more than with the stock suspension because of the way they can handle the different bumps. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. We are going to take this a little bit further now because I realise that these cars are getting on a bit, and this spring kit does not work with the Bilstein B6 dampers which we had on this car before. So what we are going to do, or what we have actually done, is have Bilstein make us our own B6 dampers which will work with the MSS kit. We've had them revalved slightly in comfort and sport mode, and also we've changed the length of them to suit the MSS springs. Hopefully we haven't done enough so they won't work with the stock springs. So the idea will be that we test them with the MSS and then we test them with the stock springs. So hopefully there'll be an upgrade for people who want to retain the stock springs or another lowering spring and also work with the MSS, but we'll see. The initial idea is to make them work with these springs, because whenever I've done that on another car like our F80 M3, they just work amazingly well together. Tell you what, this engine with that plenum just never gets boring. I have to say, you know, we own a CSL. I think this noise is actually better because it revs so high. I'm going to go back to the workshop now so we can actually have a look at what the car looks like on its current ride height. You'll have to excuse the dirty car. I know a lot of people complain, oh, the car's not clean, but in these kind of conditions it's very difficult to keep on top of cleaning it, and we'd rather make the content for you guys. So with the initial driving impressions out of the way, what does the car look like with the MSS height adjustable spring kit? Well, we've lowered the car 20mm at the front and we've left it at stock ride height on the rear. Now remember, this is a competition pack car, so they do sit lower than normal E92 M3s. The front doesn't have any more lowering available, but the rear does have 15mm available. But as the car sits, I really like the stance and I don't really want it to be any lower than this. The front and the rear may settle a little bit during the natural process of the springs bedding in, but if it goes too low, then the beauty of this system is that we can raise it back up to where we want it to be. Now, I did mention when I was driving about the new Bilstein suspension we've been developing for this car, so let me just go grab those and we can have a look at them. So in this hand I have Bilstein's own version of their B6 EDC damper, and if you follow the channel you would have seen that these have been fitted on the car for a while with a combination of in-track springs. And when I first fitted these, there was some revalving I wanted to do on the comfort setting and the sport setting. And during development with MSS, we realized that this wasn't going to work with the MSS springs because the damper was too tall. So we've had Bilstein make us our very own custom B6 EDC damper with a shorter length and revalved comfort and sport settings. So I'm really excited to see what these are like with the MSS suspension, and I'm also hoping that they will work with stock springs and also any other lowering springs available on the market. But we're going to test them with the MSS first and then go back to stock springs, make sure everything is good with them, see if we need to tweak anything, and hopefully this will be a product that will be available in a few months. So next video you will see on this car is us fitting these dampers with the MSS springs, and I'm hoping that's going to be an absolutely awesome combination on this car. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to join the conversation, please drop a comment below and we'll try our best to respond to you. If you want to watch more of this project, you can do so over here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you might like from our other content, you can do so over here.